Hello everyone, my name is Akash Singh and in this video we are going to cover cross validation. So the simplest definition of cross validation is a step in the process of building a machine learning model which help us ensure that our models fit the data accurately and also ensures that we do not overfit. So to understand cross validation we have to understand this word overfit or overfitting. To explain overfitting, I think it's best if we look at a dataset. I'm going to use a red wine quality dataset, which is quite famous. So the dataset looks something like this. Here we want to predict the quality of red wine based on some parameters such as fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, and many other. The shape of the data is 1599 and 13 rows. So we can treat this problem either as a classification problem or as a regression problem, since wine quality is nothing but a real number between 0 and 10. For simplicity, let's choose classification. This dataset, however, consists of only 6 types of quality values. We will thus map all the quality values from 0 to 5. Here we are just mapping the quality values: 3 to 0, 4 to 1, 5 to 2, 6 to 3, 7 to 4, and 8 to 5. In this block I am just dividing the total data set into two parts: the training data set, which are top 1000 rows, and the test data set, which are last left out 599 rows. The columns of the dataset is this. So when we think about a classification problem, we can with a lot of algorithm come in our mind. We can even apply neural network for in this, but we are not going to do any of that. We are just going to use a decision tree classifier for this problem because it is one of the simplest algorithm. We are going to use all the columns that are available in this dataset. We are not doing any kind of pre-processing. Please note that I am using max depth is equal to 3. I have left all other parameters of this model to its default value. So let's use this decision tree classifier and predict some values and look at the training and test accuracies here. So with the max depth is equal to 3, we are getting train accuracy 0.61 and test accuracy is 0.51. Okay, let's change the max depth. Now I'm using the max depth is equal to 7. Now the train accuracy is 0.779 and the test accuracy is 0.56. There is a significant improvement in the train accuracy, but in the test accuracy the improvement is not that significant. Okay, so let's plot a graph with variable max depth that will allow us to understand what is happening with the accuracies. Okay, here we have, in the x-axis we have max depth, in the y-axis we have accuracies. So the blue line represent train accuracy and the red one represent test accuracy. So we can observe that when the max depth is large, the train accuracy is also large, but the test accuracy is fluctuating between zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.6. The maximum test accuracy is here in the when max depth is equal to 15, and in this case the train accuracy is at approximately 99.99 or 99% accurate. So this shows that with the increase in the max depth, the training accuracy is increasing, but the test accuracy is not increasing. This is overfitting. This shows that the model fits perfectly on the training set and performs poorly when it comes to the test set. This means that the model will learn the training data well, but will not generalize on the unseen sample. In this dataset above, one can build a model with very high max depth, which will have outstanding result on the training data. But the kind of model that kind of model is not useful, as it will not provide a similar result on the real world data. So it will not be a generalized model. So this model is not an efficient model, and we have to uh, do something to erase this overfitting. So the more generalized way of looking at the overfitting is with the losses. Here, with the increase in the model complexity, the test and training loss decreases, but and it reaches a perfect best fit condition when the test loss has its minima. Here you can see that the test error has a minima, but if we increase the model complexity further, the test error this test error will start increasing, but the training error will continue to decrease. This condition, when the test error start increasing and the training error continue decrease, this condition is called overfitting. Okay, so now we can go back to the cross validation, as we are able to understand what overfitting is. While explaining about the cross overfitting, I decided to divide the data into two parts. I trained the model on the one part and checked its performance on the other part. Well, this is also a kind of cross validation commonly known as hide out set. We use this kind of validation when we have a large amount of data and model inference is a time consuming process. There are many different ways one can do cross validation, and it is the most critical step when it comes to the building a good machine learning model which is generalizable. When it comes to the unseen data, choosing the right cross validation depends on the data you are dealing with, and one's choice of cross validation on one data may or may not apply on the other data. Here I'm going to tell you about k-fold cross validation. It is one of the simplest cross validation. So the purpose of cross validation is to make a model a generalized model. As the simple definition I have shown in the first line, that tells us that cross validation is a step in the process of building a machine learning model which help us ensure that a model fit the data accurately and also ensures that we do not overfit. The more statistical definition of cross validation is a statistical model method used to estimate the skill of the machine learning models. So the first step, the simple cross validation, is k-fold cross validation. In this, we just divide the data into certain groups or the key groups. The application part is something like that. We just import model selection from scikit-learn. We create a new column called k-fold and fill it with -1. The next step is to randomize the rows of the data. We initialize the k-fold class from the model selection model. Here the n split is equal to 5. This means that we are going to divide our data into 5 groups. Here I am just filling the new k-fold columns. If we run this, we will get a new column k-fold with certain values 0 to 4. So our data, which had 1599 rows, now it is divided into 5 parts, and those parts are k-fold, which has value 0 1 2 3 4. But there is a problem with this simple k fold. It is that it is a randomized way of creating k folds. But suppose if you have have data which is skewed, which means, let's take an example. If we have any let's if we have a model, if we want to build a model for the classifying images of cat and dog, and we have a data set that comprises of 75% of the cat image and 25% of dog image. So in that case we cannot use this is k-fold, simple randomized k-fold, because there will be a chance that one for k-fold is equal to 1, it will contain only the cat images and no dog image at all. So for those conditions we use stratified k-fold cross validation. Stratified k-fold cross validation is an extension of the regular k-fold cross validation, but specifically for the classification problem, where rather than the split being completely random, the ratio between the target class and is the same in each fold as it is in the full dataset. So suppose in our given data, we have 75% cat image and 25% dog image. So the ratio is 75 is to 25, which is 3 is to 1. So in every fold, the ratio will be same. You will have 3 cat image and 1 dog image in every fold. Okay, so we are dealing with the red wine dataset. So let's see, is our red wine dataset skewed or not? Okay, yeah, here we can see that our red wine dataset is skewed. We have majorly value of 2 and 3 quality values wine in our dataset. So we cannot use simple k fold here. We have to use a stratified k fold. So here we are applying this stratified k fold. The application part is very simple. There is only two changes. The first one, we have to find the value, the target value. I'm just storing the target value in y, which is equal to tf dot quality, which is our target value. Instead of using simple k fold, we are using stratified k fold, and split is equal to 5, which is we are dividing our data into 5 groups. And here we are just using kf dot split x is equal to tf, which is the total data set, and y is equal to y, which is the target. And here we have created a new k fold column, which is stratified k fold, and in this the group has the simple ratio of the 1 is to 2 is to 3 is to 5 is 5, the same ratio that is given in our main data set. This is a stratified k fold. Just to remember that the k fold or the cross validation is one of the most important thing in model, in our machine learning models. It can change your output, and for more generalized model you have to have k folds, or you have to have a perfect cross validation. For that you have to know what kind of data you have, and then you can use a perfect suitable cross validation on your dataset. Thank you.